Okay. So why 3 out of 5 for DB2?
There are many things in the DB2. If I say outside mainframe, there are many things create. I have not involved in creating a tables because we will not be having access to create it, right? So what and all things indexes inside that there will be some checks will be there which we will add while creating a table. Those things I have not involved. That's why I just given 3. Remaining all things I'm good.
Okay. So what is the difference between a normal COBOL program invoked from JCL and what is the and COBOL-DB2 program invoked from a JCL?
In case of normal COBOL program, we will be needing just a load module and load library. So that load module we will be giving an exec statement where exec pcm equal to program name, and we need to give that load library where that load module is laying. And in case of COBOL-DB2, we need a plan as well. And instead of program name, that is a pcm equal to program name that we have written, there we need to write ikzft01 utility, and in the sysyn we need to mention this program name, that load module name, and then the plan name dbrm will need to mention.
Okay. So are you do programs daily or you just do production support? What do you do?
It's production support in last projects I have not done. It's just code changes only, like enhancement I used to do. It is a kind of a maintenance project, so we used to do the enhancement work.
Okay. So what kind of enhancements you do?
For example, if there is any field length has to be modified, then we'll be analyzing which and all programs use this particular field and which copybook it is there. So where which and all programs use this particular copybook, what are the impact JCLs, impact COBOL program, all those things will be identifying, and we'll be making changes according to that. And then we'll need to do the testing as well by creating a test JCL for it.
So you work on enhancements just to increase the file length or any particular variable length? Is that what it is?
It's not like that. There may be in the production some permanent fix also has happened, right? For example, some batch job is executing and it might be failing every day or maybe weekly once or monthly once. That is regularly. If it is failing, then that will also come as a Jira ticket for us. So we need to identify why it is failing and trying to fix it in permanently.
Any fixes which you are part of which you found that is challenging?
So challenging task, I have got one task. It's not a production amount, but it's from the client that he's facing some issues with his payment amount actually. So while paying the amount, at the final, the amount whatever he is paying, we have to divide it into a charges and other thing. So final amount, if he includes all the charges and other thing, he has to it has to be matched with the payment amount. But some cents it was missing actually. While adding that, he's missing some cents. So that he raised as a query to us. So while analyzing that, there were some calculation parts over there in one of the program. So there, what is happening? We are doing a rounding off. So while doing the rounding off multiple times for the same variable, it is at the end it is missing some sense. For example, if it is a 0, maybe a 2 3 4, we are rounding it to 2 2 3. So there 0.01 cent is missing, like that. At the finally is missing 2 cents or 1 cent. So that we have got a query and I have fixed it.
Okay. So the rounding off is happening against a COM3 field. What it was?
It was not a COM3 field. It's a normal numeric field only.
Okay. So what is the difference between numeric values and just COM field and COM3? Why do we use a normal numeric at some times, and why do we use COM fields at times?
Usually, while for example, if you want to see the values in the spool, or if you want to write it into the a report, we will go with the normal variables. In case if it is just used for a calculation purpose, then we can go with the comp fields. It will take less space and also it will give more accuracy. Not accuracy, the speed. I would say.
Okay. So you are saying for space saving purpose we do it.
I did not get that.
So we use comp and comp3 fields for space saving.
For
And if it is
space,
not,
mm,
and if it is not involved in any kind of display, then we go for comp and comp3 fields.
that is true.
Okay. So in JCL, do you use, one thing before jumping to JCL, have you been part of any, do you apply any restart logics while processing?
Sorry, Visa?
Do you apply restart logics?
Yeah, restart logic. Yes.
You do apply? When
Yes.
do you apply?
So usually
How
like
do you apply?
usually like let's say there are some particular number of steps are there and job failed in between, maybe 5 steps are there and the step 3 got failed. So while if you want to execute from the step 3, we will use this restart logic, restart equal to that step name in the JCL, and we can re-execute from that particular failed step.
Right. So that is in the batch. That
Yes.
is in the job.
Just
Do you use restart logics within COBOL programs?
I have used it in the COBOL-DB2 program actually. So do you want me to explain that, like what I have used and how?
Yes, please.
Okay.
Yes, please.
So there was a logic like where we are taking the data from I think we'll be taking a data from one table and we'll be like validating the data, and we will be inserting that data into some other table after some calculations and all. For example, like we'll do some calculation, that result will be loading it into the other table. So basically like we are trying to insert the data in a table. So here I have we have involved this restart logic, and that is based on the commit checkpoint ratio that we will be passing from the JCL. So whenever I'm inserting the data into the table, I use it to take some count, and whenever that count is equal to the commit ratio, I'm committing the data whatever I have inserted, and immediately I use it to take that key value and loading it into a checkpoint restart table. This is another table actually. And similarly like I like, for example, like a job got failed after processing maybe 1000 records and the commit ratio is 1000. So while processing 1001 it got failed. So while restarting, I use it to verify this checkpoint restart table if it has any record with this particular program name, and then I will take that record and will take a key value from that, and we'll do the processing from that key value, so that we'll avoid the reprocessing of existing already processed records.
So you kind of talking about some cursor processing, isn't it? Your input is a file or is it a cursor?
Input can be any, like for example it is a file. Cursor I did not involve here. It's just reading from some input and inserting into the table. While inserting, have involved this restart logic.
Okay. So have you used input as a cursor?
Input cursor I have used, yes.
So how do you process? Will it be the same? And say in file, let's go back to file processing. In file processing, say you have thousands of records. You have a commit ratio or commit frequency, whatever you want, right? So I need to ensure that I'm not processing the same record. That's the reason I go for restart, right?
Yes.
So how do you skip those number of records which you have already processed in the input file?
So here two things again, like what kind of file we have used. For example, if it is a PS file, then it will be bit lengthy. If it is a KSDS, then I can take that key value and I can do my processing from that key value by using a start parameter. So in case of it is a PS file, I need to create a loop and keep looping that that file until we get this key value, and can do the processing from the next key.
Alright. So have you used withhold option with the cursor?
Yes.
Why do we use that?
This we will use in the cursor. Usually cursor properties will be like whenever it encounters commit, right, the cursor will get closed automatically. To keep it open, we will use this withhold option, so that until we close it manually, that will be kept opened.
Alright. So what is a rollback does?
Rollback is like whatever data we have loaded into the table, all changes will be removed and old data will be restored.
Say I did a commit, say I processed 500 records. Out of 1000 records, I processed 500 records. And I did some, I processed again 200 records. And then if I did a rollback, what would be the number of records processed?
Have you done any commit in between, like after processing 500, after processing 200?
Yes, I did a commit.
You did a commit after processing 500, right?
Yeah.
So in this case, only the next 200 will be rolled back. This 500 will be like will be same, like whatever new changes are there, right? They will be present in the table.
Okay. So have you used procedures in JCL?
Yeah, catalog and in-stream.
Catalog and in-stream. So which you do extensively?
It should be in catalog.
Catalog. Why do we use catalog?
So the catalog procedures is like we can reuse them in a multiple JCLs and based on the requirement actually. So in case of in-stream, that we can't reuse. Just a second, 1 second please. I'm sorry. Hello, can you hear me?
No problem. Tell me.
So like we will go with the catalog procedures because it will be reusable in the multiple JCL, but in-stream processor cannot be used in the other JCL other than the where we have created.
Okay. So what is the difference between the plan and the package?
Plan is an executable code for the DB2 queries, and the package is a non-executable one, and multiple packages can be used to create a plan.
Multiple packages. So when you have a COBOL-DB2 program and you make a change to the COBOL program, say your COBOL program calls COBOL A, program A calls program B. You made a change to the program B. So now you do a change in the program B, and then you are going to compile program B, not program A, right? Because we have done change only in the program B. Now program A we have, program B we have, program B we have done some changes. You are going to compile program B. Now what happens to the plan and package? What do you do?
So here we need to rebind the package for the program B.
Package for the
program B.
So individually you just do the binding for the package B.
Yes.
Sorry, program B, and the plan will remain intact. Is that what you're saying? You don't have to make any changes to the plan. So individually you do the binding for that package for program B, that is sufficient. Is that what you're saying?
I think we need to rebind the plan as well, as per my knowledge.
No problem, don't get confused.
Okay.
Then okay, so any tough queries you have been part of? You have used any tough queries which you felt in your entire 5-year career?
No, actually, whatever queries I used to write, that is within the COBOL program, so we'll not have that much tough queries. But I remember in one of the project, we have got a requirement to write dynamic queries. We'll call it as
dynamic queries.
Yeah.
Dynamic queries.
Yes.
So why do we use the dynamic queries?
So the dynamic queries is whenever user can have multiple inputs sometimes, and user can have single input also. So based on the number of inputs, we need to change the SQL query. So that we will call it as a dynamic. I remember that I had worked based on the inputs, like within the where condition itself we have written some logic, if the value is passed from the input, just that will be appended to the where condition, else we will remove it from the where condition and form some SQL query based on that, and that SQL query will be executed.
Okay. Okay. So, do you have any questions for me?
No, Sabir, I'm good.
Okay. I think I am good as well. Alright. So, I will pass on my feedback to Lakshmi and the HR will get